The armor plating had seen better decades. David ran his diagnostic scanner over the ceremonial breastplate, noting impact stress fractures and oxidation that spoke of countless battles. Liara, the Korthan warrior who dropped it off 3 hours ago, had said only repair structural damage, before disappearing back to whatever warriors did when not intimidating everyone in the corridor. He'd fix the cracks within 90 minutes. Easy work, really, just molecular bonding and stress redistribution. But the surface bothered him. Beneath the grime and tarnish, he could see intricate engravings, craftsmanship that deserved better than neglect. So he started polishing, just a bit, then a bit more. The metal responded beautifully, revealing patterns he hadn't noticed, stars and mountains, symbols he couldn't read but found mesmerizing. His hands worked in steady circles, cloth buffing away years of wear, and he lost himself in the meditation of it. This was why he'd become an engineer, these moments where function met beauty and you could honor both. Do you know what that means, human? He nearly dropped the breastplate. Liara stood in the doorway, completely motionless except for her eyes, which had gone very wide. Behind her, 3 other Korthan had frozen mid-conversation, staring at him with expressions ranging from shock to something that looked uncomfortably like awe. I was just, the engravings were dirty, and I thought. His explanation died as Liara crossed the bay in 4 long strides, stopping close enough that he could see his reflection in her dark eyes. You polished my armor, she said, voice strange, with your bare hands. Is that bad? David glanced at the other Korthan, who were now watching with the intensity of people witnessing either a miracle or a disaster. That's bad. That's definitely bad. One of the other warriors whispered something in their language. Another dropped their toolkit, and the clang echoed like punctuation. Liara reached out slowly, taking the breastplate from his hands with a gentleness that seemed foreign to her usual efficiency. Among my people, she began, then paused, searching for words. To touch another warrior's armor in this way, cleaning it, caring for it with your own hands, this is not done casually. I'm getting that impression, yes. David resisted the urge to back away, though his engineering instincts screamed that he just caused some kind of critical cultural malfunction. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend. It is a bonding ritual, she continued, and the bay had gone so quiet he could hear his own heartbeat. Performed only between blood family or life-bonded partners, it signifies absolute trust, absolute commitment. She met his eyes. You have essentially proposed a soul bond, human. The engineering bay tilted slightly. I've done what? One of the watching Korthan made a sound that might have been a suppressed laugh. Another elbowed them silent. Why? Liara's voice softened. Why did you do this? Because he was an idiot who couldn't leave well enough alone. Because he had a compulsive need to fix things completely rather than adequately. David opened his mouth, closed it, then decided truth was probably his only viable option. Because it was beautiful. The engravings, the craftsmanship, someone made this with care, and it deserved to be cared for in return. I just wanted to honor that. Liara stared at him for a long moment. Then, slowly, something in her expression shifted, the shock melting into something softer, more complicated. She looked at the armor in her hands, now gleaming, every detail visible. No one has performed this ritual for me in 10 years, she said quietly. We Korthan pride ourselves on independence, on strength. We have forgotten how to be tender. She looked back at him. You reminded me what we've lost. By morning shift, David had apparently become either famous or infamous. The distinction remained unclear. Korthan warriors who'd previously ignored him now watched with open curiosity. Some nodded respectfully as he passed. Others whispered behind their hands. One junior warrior actually saluted, which seemed excessive for an engineer who'd accidentally proposed marriage via metal polish. Liara found him in the mess hall, where he was contemplating whether alien coffee could cure cultural catastrophe. Walk with me, she said, not a request. They ended up in observation deck 7, stars streaming past in comfortable silence before she spoke. You have caused a disruption. I've noticed. I'm considering changing my name and transferring to a different galaxy. She almost smiled. The ritual you performed unknowingly. Many Korthan go their entire lives without experiencing it. We have become so focused on being warriors that we forgot how to be people who care for one another. She touched the armor she now wore, the same piece he'd polished, gleaming. Yesterday, 3 different warriors asked me about the ritual, asked if they could perform it for their aging parents who they hadn't properly honored in years. David processed this. So I accidentally started a cultural revolution via janitorial services. Essentially, now she did smile, transforming her severe features into something warm. My people needed reminding that strength and tenderness can coexist, that caring for something is not weakness. She paused. Your species understands this naturally, yes. We try, don't always succeed. He looked out at the stars. Mostly, we just fumble around hoping good intentions count for something. They do, Liara said softly, more than you know. Commander Thell's office felt designed to remind visitors they were small and unimportant, which made being summoned there particularly unsettling. The commander himself, scarred, stern, decorated with enough medals to stock a museum, studied David with an expression that gave away nothing. Engineer Kane, Liara, sit. They sat. David tried not to look like someone expecting execution. Kane, you have created what my tactical officer describes as unprecedented cultural disruption. Thel leaned back. Warriors are performing bonding rituals for the first time in years. Families are reconnecting. One pilot cried during his shift yesterday, cried, because his daughter cleaned his armor and he realized how much he'd missed that intimacy. David's mouth went dry. Sir, I apologize for any. I'm promoting you. Disruption that, wait what? Thel's severe expression cracked into something almost amused. You reminded us who we are beneath the armor. The Korthan Federation has spent centuries perfecting the art of war. We forgot why we fought to protect what we love. You remembered for us. He stood, producing a small case containing a piece of engraved metal, armor fragment, beautifully crafted. This is given to honorary family. Wear it with our respect. David took it, genuinely speechless. Outside, Liara walked with him in companionable silence before mentioning, my family wishes to meet you, if you're willing. As the human who accidentally proposed. As the friend who reminded me how to care. She glanced at him. You know, you're either remarkably wise or incredibly lucky. David considered his recent life choices. Lucky, definitely lucky.